Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, and I just finished watching Godzilla versus King Kong. In fact, the credits are playing right now. I'm hoping they don't have any of those extra scenes. I guess I'll keep an eye on it while it runs. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. What a weird movie. What a weird movie. So one thing I just did is right when it ended, I had a bet with myself that I lost. And the bet was that the director was not American. Because my theory was this was someone who grew up in another country, and when they would see Michael Bay movies, they thought they didn't understand that Michael Bay is considered like camp, over the top action comedies. And he's like, oh, this is how Americans are, and this is their standard style of movie. So it almost feels like this movie is like what a drama movie would be in the universe where Michael Bay movies take place. The funny thing about this movie is, you'll watch various different YouTube channels and they'll do reviews of it 10, 20, 30 minutes. And you go, okay, that was good. I feel like I know what I'm getting in for. But obviously, a 30-minute, 10-minute review is not going to tell you no, it actually does tell you everything in the movie. I swear there are more scenes in the reviews of this movie than there are in the actual movie. So the story is Godzilla versus King Kong, and then there's a robot, and they poured some whiskey on the freaking console, and then the robot broke. That's it. So I usually watch movies. It takes me forever. This one only took me like a day. And the only reason I didn't finish it last night is I had a bunch of stuff to do. Usually, even with the movie I like, I watch like 30 minutes. I'm like, I'm good till tomorrow. This one, is like every scene kept making me want to go to the other scene. It had a very good pace. That's one of those things that, man, pace is just, you can't write it into the script. Obviously, you edit it. You can't shoot for pace, but you can edit for pace. So I would definitely say that the editor probably saved this movie. I kept thinking about better movies, such as, oh my gosh, Pacific Rim, and then even Kong Skull Island. Kong Skull Island is a better movie than this. I mean, even like with the like, what was Pacific Rim was from like 8 or 9 years ago, right? The kaiju fights there were better. The special effects were better in Kong Skull Island, and honestly, the story and even characters, as silly as that was, this one just works. It all works. It works because it knows it's dumb, so it keeps it moving. It's like, wait, did we just lose an entire Navy fleet to get like King Kong like 200 nautical miles away from Hawaii? How do we get him to the Antarctic? Helicopters. Okay. Helicopters with a range of like 300 miles. Got it all. Fine, whatever. So the story is that Godzilla. So in this newest version of the franchise, I've only seen like 2 of the movies. So there's a Godzilla and then Godzilla King of Monsters, right? I didn't see either one of those. I saw Kong Skull Island. So what they're basically saying is that Godzilla basically leaves people alone unless he's provoked, but he starts attacking all of these monarch sites. And then they decide that they have to risk like every single sailor in the United States military. It still feels like even when he started being more aggressive, it was targeted, and you could just kind of, hey, it keeps being these monarch facilities. I mean, they lost 5 to 10,000 sailors in the course of this movie. So one of the things I did like about this movie is that I never watched that Godzilla movie because they said it's mostly like an Independence Day or one of those type of movies where you spend all the time with these different families and coworkers, and it's like, I just want to see the monsters fight. I would say Pacific Rim does it perfectly. You have actually character moments, and then you have the monster fight, and everything works. This one, when they go to a city, they go, yeah, just like 2 million people just died. Whatever, just have fun. It's a movie. One of my favorite things about this was just the adventure aspect. Let's go to the Hollow Earth and let's spend like, half the movie down there. I like that. Having a little magnetic tunnel that connects Florida to Hong Kong, something like that. That stuff was fun to me. However, there was one really, really weird thing about this movie in that it had this, I'm not even going to say low key, like this weird hatred of men. In any scene where you have men and women, the women are just yelling at the men, degrading them, mocking them. There's this one weird part where, what's his name? Skarsgård. I'm blanking on his first name. You know him. Who looks like an action star. He's got freaking shoulders, as wide as a freaking, I don't know. What's wide? A surfboard. And then he plays like a nerdy wimp, except for he's not really that wimpy. There's this really, really awkward scene at the beginning where, he's agreed to go on this dangerous mission. And then the woman who, I thought she was going to be an ex, but I don't remember them saying that. It feels like there was a lot of like human storylines that were like written and then probably like cut out. Like she's like, oh, you. And you're like, oh, there's going to be a scene where they're exes. And it's like, no, she just seems to vaguely dislike him. So there's a scene where she's talking to this little girl who is from the island that Kong was living on. Everyone died but the little girl, and she has a bond with Kong, and she taught him sign language. And then she turns to Skarsgård, and she's like, he's a coward. Haha. And then the little girl's like, yeah, he's a coward. It's like, he hasn't done anything cowardly. Like, why would you do that? It's why would you tell this girl that one of the men that's leading this mission? I mean, they're literally leading. They're in this Navy flotilla, and the commander doesn't do anything. They're like, shoot depth charges. He's like, okay. It's like, wait, he didn't think about that. He did, and then he presses like one button and it fires all of them. But like then they have the Stranger Things girl, and her friend is the kid from Deadpool 2, and I think this is supposed to be like funny, but it's just her and this crazy guy just degrading this kid, like in every single scene. Basically every single line of dialogue is just telling him he's a stupid piece of shit. It's like, I don't really understand. Like, that's why I was thinking that maybe this was like mistranslated humor. It was someone who grew up in Iceland or something like that and didn't really understand American humor. It's like, the men are stupid. Like, it was just like, it just feels weird that like every single joke or most of the dialogue is just women like just degrading men, and nobody's saying just like, shut the fuck up, I'm helping you. I've been on all these stupid ass adventures that don't make sense. I'm right there. I don't know why you're treating me like I'm a piece of shit. You didn't really do much else. So that was kind of awkward and weird, and I wouldn't say it ruined the movie, but I kept noticing it over and over and over again. So I like the monster fights. Yeah, they were definitely better in Pacific Rim. They were even better in Kong Skull Island, which was incredibly stupid, but made more sense in this movie. But it was the pace that I liked. I just liked all the little bits. Kong has this axe that has like 2 different types of metal in it. It glows 2 different ways, and I don't know what it does, but it does something. It's glowing. That's pretty cool. So it's definitely a recommend. I know it had this weird thing where like the first 24 hours, everyone was saying like it was amazing. And then the second 24 hours, everyone was saying it was, it was a real disappointment, or it was really stupid. It is stupid, but it was entertaining. It actually held my interest more than most movie I've seen, just because the pace was just really, really good. You were never just sitting there, just waiting for a monster fight or some cool thing to happen. That stuff was happening basically every 5 minutes. So it worked in that regard. I don't know where they go from here after this one. I'm sure they got another one planned, but it kind of feels like it's 4 movies leading up to this. But anyway, yeah, it's a recommend. It's fine. Thanks for watching. Bye.